Okay, Matthew 28 is the last chapter in the book of Matthew, in the Gospel of Matthew. And this is a really powerful one because we're going to see the resurrection. Now, the previous two chapters, 26 and 27, leading up to this, were super long chapters. This one is going to be a short and sweet and really a powerful chapter. So, verse 1, it says, "Early on Sunday morning, as the new day was dawning, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went out to visit the tomb." Remember, Jesus was dead. He was buried. He was put in the tomb. Guards were there, and I'll let you read this for yourself, but they run into an angel. The angel spoke to the women. The angel said, "Don't be afraid. I know you're looking for Jesus who was crucified. He isn't here. He is risen from the dead, just as he said would happen. Come see where his body was lying." And so I'll let you read this for yourself, but they run back and they tell the other disciples. It's sort of interesting that two women are the ones who found Jesus at the tomb instead of one of the disciples. Remember, the disciples sort of at the end of the story in the last chapter, they're sort of a little bit the losers. They all kind of scattered, right? From the time in the Garden of Gethsemane to the time of his trial, they were sort of scattered. But we're going to see they're going to show up again. But for right now, it's these two women that find out that Jesus was alive, and they run back to tell the disciples about it. Now, you can read this little addendum that Matthew puts in here, the report of the guard, which is really interesting when it comes to, they were trying to sort of cover up the story of Jesus' resurrection. But I want you to see here at the end the way Matthew finishes his gospel. He finishes with this famous Great Commission. Okay, let me read this. It says, "Then the 11 disciples left for Galilee, going to the mountain where Jesus had told them to go. And when they saw him, they worshiped him, but some of them still doubted." That's interesting. Look at what he says in verse 18. "Jesus came and he told his disciples, 'I have been given all authority in heaven and on earth. Therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, and teach these new disciples to obey all the commands I've given you. And be sure of this, I am with you always, even to the end of the age.'" Now, the reason I read this is because this is the Great Commission, the commission that Jesus gave to all of his followers. And so that means it doesn't just extend to his 11 disciples now, Judas was gone, but it also extends to us. If you're reading through this Bible reading plan, if you are, someone who considers yourself to be a follower of Jesus, then he wants you to read this passage and do it. He wants you to go make disciples of all the nations. Now, he's not talking about starting Bible studies and digging into some kind of Bible curriculum at your church. There's nothing wrong with that. But that certainly isn't what the disciples were thinking of here, right? The disciples were thinking, of course, about going out and helping people who don't know Jesus to come to know Jesus and then to follow him with their whole hearts. So really, baptizing people is something that you do after you lead them to Jesus, right? But then verse 20, teaching them to obey all the commands, that's further discipleship. Now, again, our resources at pursuegod.org give you really everything you need to do this very thing, to go and help somebody, to invest in the life of somebody and help that person to pursue God one topic at a time. It's really simple. And the goal is to do what we call to go full circle. And that is, first of all, to help people to trust Jesus, right? And then baptize them. And then to help them to honor God with their life and their lifestyle and their choices. And that's what Jesus is talking about here in verse 20. But then the last thing in that circle, if you've taken foundations, I'll put a link to it below, is to help them, empower them to go out and make a disciple for themselves, right? Just like Jesus is telling his disciples to go make disciples. And really, what we're supposed to be doing is making disciple makers. We're supposed to help someone else follow God, pursue God through Jesus Christ. And then we should empower them and release them to go help the next person to do it. And this was Jesus' plan all along. And that's how Matthew 28 ends. So anyway, you're ready to read Matthew chapter 28. And then we'll see you tomorrow as we pick up where we left off in the book of Acts.